We'll continue going deeper I'm going to share again more about Patrick. Okay. So Patrick started doing trauma work with me. Now that we knew that he believed what happened over there was triggering these flashbacks in here, we started doing a trauma therapy known as EMDR. Has anybody ever heard of EMDR? Put yes in the chat if you have. Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It's like the Rolls-Royce treatment for trauma. And I'm a trauma therapist, so it's what I do. I practice it. And I started practicing it. Oh, Betsy's heard of it. Nice. Cool. It's really effective. It's very safe. It's not exposure therapy. It's a way to work with trauma in the here and now, but not getting hijacked to the there and then. So we started with the current trigger of intrusive visual flashbacks. So Patrick would literally, out of nowhere, he would all of a sudden be seeing what happened on the battlefield 6 years ago. And he would be overcome with that. That's what a flashback is, right? It isn't just remembering what happened on the battlefield. You get immersed in it. You lose space and time. It's a very hallmark of military folks coming back. You've all heard about post-traumatic stress, I'm sure by now. Okay. He thought it was what happened over there that was causing his pain here. And in part it was, you guys, but it wasn't the experiences over there that were the culprit. It was the story he was telling himself about them that made the flashbacks so intense and debilitating. It was his negative cognitions. He was linking what happened over there with negative cognitions like, I am not good enough. I am incompetent. I can't trust myself. Something's wrong with me, right? He was believing what happened over there was all his fault, okay? And sometimes he had a role, but sometimes it wasn't. It was just freak accidents. But these negative cognitions get persnickety, they get sneaky, and they get attached to memories. So when I asked him to look at page 2 of the handout, you guys, he listed almost all of those negative cognitions. Basically, when I asked him to start to look at this, he did what most people do, which is start to judge himself. And the self-loathing came out. And he said, I am so broken. He actually used a cuss word, but I'm not going to use it here. I am so broken. I'm damaged goods. This will never get better. And you can have compassion for that, right? Like, no wonder he thought that. I invited him, though, to try out a more compassionate gaze just to see if we could install some safety into his nervous system. And I'm going to invite you to do the same thing as you're doing this work. Speak to yourself like you would a kind friend. Okay. Instead of him, his harsh inner critic, we all have one, you know, that voice inside of you that isn't so nice to you, that says mean things to you. What's wrong with you? You should have done it better. Something's broken in you. You're an idiot. You know better. Very harsh voice. Instead of that, to try to do better, why don't you speak to yourself kindly? So I gave him the phrase, no wonder I've been suffering. Instead of I'm broken, I'm damaged goods, I'm bad, this will never get better. No wonder I've been suffering. And this was to introduce something that I want to talk to you guys about today, which is a COAL mindset. COAL. Our triggers are our teachers. They teach us to go inward and look at what's going on inside. But when you do that, you guys, please do so with a COAL mindset. You're being curious, open, accepting, and loving.